Welcome to vlog 92. Hey guys, welcome to vlog 92. This is the vlog for Project Runway of season 11 of All Stars 2 of episode 7, and this episode is called An Unconventional Nightmare Before Christmas. Now, I don't know why I'm so passionate about this show, but I know somebody by the name of Kelly, my good friend Kelly, who watches the show with me, or, watches the show as well. We are both in agreement about being pissed off about who lost the episode or this week's challenge. And obviously I'm not going to tell you who yet, but the judges really don't have any brains. I don't know how else to say it. They're really dumb. And one of my favorite artists there, Kelly Minogue, was there as a guest judge, and I don't know who Lala Anthony is, but I'll tell you guys about that later. I'm just amazed. And the person who was kicked off today, when I watched it, really should not have been kicked off. And it was a great episode. And, I mean, besides the fact that, and I'll get into it further into the vlog, but besides the fact that 3 people copied, the color palette and stuff like that, it's ridiculous. And these episodes are just getting worse and worse and worse. But let's start discussing the actual episode so we can get to the point of me telling you about who won and who lost, because the winner I'm definitely in agreement about, but the loser, I can't believe it. Anyway, all the contestants started at the South Street Seaport Harbor, which is obviously in New York because this is where all the contestants are. And Fawaz Gorazi, here's a picture of him because I don't know how to pronounce his name. He's the founder and president of D. Gorzorani, and he's a designer, and he makes expensive jewelry like rings, watches, and bracelets. And the winner of the challenge gets a watch, and obviously the winner got a watch, so I'll show you that once we get to the end of the vlog. And the challenge is the Unconventional challenge. So what they needed to do is go to Pier 17, and they can only use materials that came from that store. And the twist of this challenge is no one should know the materials came from the actual store. So they got $350 to shop at the store, but only 30 minutes to shop at the store. And the store turned into all Christmas stuff. Blech. I'm not a big fan of Christmas since I don't celebrate it anyway. And the second that the contestants got into the workroom, Casanova and Ivy paired up and started laughing like crazy. They were just fooling around with all the fabrics and stuff like that, and it was just really, really, really odd. And those two are just, because Casanova is Ivy's employee, so stuff like that. And Uli says, "You guys should have come here as one person," and I definitely agree with that because they're just a funny couple. And these two really, in my opinion, need to get a room, even though I'm presuming that Casanova is just not into women. But that's a presumption. If that's incorrect, please correct me. But the way he acts, I think he's a homosexual, but whatever. That's not important. I just love how all of the contestants are complaining about the Unconventional challenge and how they suck at it, and they just can't deal with it and shut up. And Casanova keeps making different dresses. He made 3 in the workroom, and he can't make up his damn mind on how to make his dress. And he starts recycling other designers' stuff that they got from the store and stuff like that. And this was, of course, Joshua's idea. So I don't know if Joshua, wanted him to fail or something. I mean, I don't think any of the contestants are that cold-hearted, but maybe he had some kind of evil plan in mind. I don't know. But that's it for the workroom. Obviously, Joanna came in and talked to them and blah, blah, blah. And like I said, I think it was Anthony, Laura, and Uli had the same color palette, and it just really pissed me off. And I think they were all copying Uli because Uli was doing it first. Anyway, the judges, like we all know, are Caroline Murphy, are Georgina Champan, and Isaac Marazzi. Those are the default people. And the guests, like I've mentioned, were Lala Anthony, and she's an actor and she's a producer. So whatever that means to you guys, let me know. And then the guest was Kelly Minogue, and I love her half to death. And you guys know her as an international pop icon, right? Right. I just can't get you out of my head. And I love it. And like I mentioned about 3 other times in my vlog, 3 of them chose the same color palette, and that's just not cool. So we're gonna start with the actual discussion of the outfits now. And Amelo was the first person to be out of the runway because he was called safe, but I'm going to actually discuss what he did, so there will be no extra outfits at the end pictured. So all outfits will be discussed, and then that will be end of my vlog. Amelo, right. The only thing that I liked about Amelo's dress is that it was purple. Obviously, if you don't know my channel name by now, you have a problem. It's the Psychotic Purple for a reason, because purple, in case you guys don't know, is my favorite color. One of them, at least. And it was ribbony, glued on, and he basically gave up on this challenge. You don't do that as a designer. And it also didn't look unconventional, and didn't look unconventional in the slightest, and it should have been in the bottom, and whatever happened. I mean, I'm glad that he's safe because usually he knows what he's doing, but the last 2 challenges he could not complete his outfits. The red thing that he did would have been beautiful if he could finish the hem, and other things which I don't remember, and he couldn't finish this one at all. So please tell me what's going on with you, Amelo. Then we're going to talk about Anthony. He chose the same color palette as Uli. This was a cop-out dress. As great as he made it, I could not get over the fact that it was a cop-out. Looks wintry, which is not Christmassy, which cannot tell if it came from the store, which is the whole point of the challenge. And he did this, he did his job, but he did it for a price, and it was a cop-out. And Kylie even said, loves the bottom hem. And she kind of joked that she kind of said bottom, you know, inappropriately by accident, but I don't understand the joke. But if you watch the episode, you obviously understand it more than me. But seriously, cop out, same color palette as Uli. Really? You had to do that? That's just not right. And then we're going to talk about Laura, another cop out. She claims that she did beading, but it still looks all silvery. And I don't like it as much as Anthony. It looks heavy, and Isaac even said that the model looks fat. And now that he actually mentioned it, and keep in mind that I write my notes about all the outfits before I listen to the judges. And Isaac said that the model looks fat, and then I looked at the actual model. I agree. And I'm saying to Laura that you had a big oops. The beads were over heavy, and Georgina Champion said if you move the dark stuff on the top and the light stuff on the bottom, probably would have helped you a little bit more. I'm not a fashion designer, I don't know, so whatever. And then we're going to talk about Casanova. Casanova, after making 3 dresses, you still could not pull off a stupid non-conventional look. And the dress itself was still not cute. And even Casanova 3 times at least said it in the episode that he himself agreed that it was not cute. He had to recycle from other people, and I think he failed the challenge completely, and it was an old lady look. Now, I don't think he failed enough to get kicked off which, by the way, he did. And I'm telling you early, he got kicked off. I don't think it was enough to get kicked off. It was still complete. It was still not the ugliest thing in the world. I'm not happy that he had to recycle things, okay? But he still did an okay job. He did, sparkly stuff on the, front of the model, and he did okay. And then I don't know what's wrong with these judges, but let's continue. When we get to Ivy, I'll talk about it. And then we're going to talk about Joshua now. Okay. He tried. He thought he had fabric when he didn't, except when he got the Hanukkah thing. He had a Hanukkah case inside a blue wrapping, which he couldn't use because if he used that, then it would have been obvious that it came from the store. And then the shorts were obviously a mess, but I think he saved himself with the bra because all the judges loved that, and I loved it too. Can't really tell that those were parts from the store, which is a good thing. And Kylie even said, we've got the badoom, but would have liked to see something from the, well, basically crotch area as well. So that's what Kylie said. And then we're going to talk about Ivy. The old lady dress, another one. But this one is even worse than Casanova's. It's too simple. It was too simple. And she looks like a ballerina, those dancers who dance Swan Lake. I can't even talk English right now because I'm so angry. She looks like a ballerina gone wrong. That fuzz stuff on the bottom is just freaking me out. And she looks like she should go to Hawaii. That was wrong, that was stupid, and you should have been the one going home. I don't care about the fact that in solo camp you said you should have been the one going home. You would switch spots if you could. I don't care. You should have been the one going home. You should talk to the judges maybe, okay? If you somehow win this competition, you better give some of your money to Casanova because he should not have gone home. And then Uli, I'm so happy that you won because you're the last person that I'm talking about. I totally agree. Uli did an excellent job. And she did not copy off anybody. They copied off her. Okay? The dress was absolutely wonderfully done. Now, honestly, it was a little bit Christmassy. But you can't really help that. The dress was still wonderfully done. Looks like the star stuff and it all works. And I love how she mixed the silver and gold very, very much. And she's a very talented woman. And the only little critique I can give her, which the judges actually gave her too, was, the see-through part. There was a little seam there that was visible. That just needs to be worked on a little bit, but that's just an oversight because it could barely be seen because the model's arms were there, obviously. Now, obviously, I've already told you the winners and the losers, but it was between Uli and Anthony, and obviously Uli won, and I totally agree with that. And it was between Casanova and Ivy for the losers, and obviously Casanova lost. I'm not happy. Casanova should be still in the competition. And Ivy should be going home. Ivy should have gone home 3 episodes ago. Or, the first one, but I'm not going to say anything else. Ivy has lost her talent. She couldn't do her patterns on the last challenge. I don't know what's wrong with this woman. She was totally crying during solo cam. Everybody else was. I think everybody else was genuine in the contestants, lobby or whatever they call it when they go back after being, safe on the runway. But Ivy was crying in solo cam, and I really have every doubt in my body that she was being genuine. I don't think that she really cares that Casanova went home, because I don't know. I just don't like Ivy anymore. I have a personal agenda against her. I had an agenda against, what's his face? I don't remember his name anymore. Now I have an agenda against Ivy. Ivy, next episode, you are going home. Goodbye.